Hey everyone and welcome back. Today we're doing a makeup tutorial for more fair and pale skin tones, and as you can see at the moment I am definitely in that category. I'm very fair at the moment, so this is a look that I came up with. I really hope you enjoy it. Let me know if you do down in the comments below, and don't forget to give it a big thumbs up as well and subscribe. And if you want to see how we got this whole face today, then keep watching. I've been wanting to film a tutorial for quite a while now for more fairer and more paler skin tones because I am naturally in that category. I am very fair and very pale, and I've also got like reddish orange hair as well, so I am very light in skin tone. I do also tan all the time as well. I love my fake tan, but at the moment I've got nothing on at all because I'm getting ready to do my tan tonight, so I thought it would be the perfect timing to do a tutorial for more fairer and more paler skins because I don't think I've actually ever done one specifically for that. So all I've done is just refreshed my skin. I've just applied a little bit of this moisturiser. This is the Origins GinZing moisturiser, just because it's the afternoon and I only applied my moisturiser this morning, so this just freshens it up a little bit. So for foundation, I think I'm going to use a mix of two. When I am more fairer and more paler skin, I don't feel like I can get away with wearing as much foundation as I do when I am more tanned. So I'm going to start by using the Makeup Forever HD, and this is in the shade N120, but this is the older packaging, so I don't know whether the name has changed to a different one. And then I also like to use the MAC Studio Sculpt, and I am in the shade NC20 in this one. And even though this is quite thick in texture, I really like it because you only need a small amount to sort of get a bit of coverage. It has got a really nice dewy finish as well. And then I'm going to switch it up first today. I'm going to use a brush. I feel like this foundation does work better with a brush. This is a Real Techniques buffing brush. And I just sort of buff this all over the skin. My main aim really is to sort of counteract the redness. You can also colour correct, sometimes I do that, but I am saving that for a different video because I'm going to be doing a full coverage drugstore makeup tutorial, and I'm going to be doing my colour correcting in that. Then I've just dotted some of this one over areas which I need more coverage, like on my cheeks and my chin are quite red, so they just need a little bit of extra coverage. So I'm just going to press that in with a beauty sponge because it's mainly like the centre areas of my face which need the most coverage. Along these sort of areas are sort of quite even, so I don't find that I need as much there. For concealer, I'm going to use a mix of two again. The first one is the Lasting Perfection Concealer in the shade Medium Cool. And before in my tutorials, I was using this shade, but the old packaged version. And the new one that I picked up is a lot more pink in tone, whereas the one that I had before was definitely a lot more yellow. So I really like this to put in like the inner corners of my eye just to cancel out that darkness. And I just feel like the peachy undertone in this helps like brighten that area. And then over the top I like to use the Naked Skin Concealer, which is one of my favourites. And when I am more fair, I like to use the shade Light Warm. So I'll apply this concealer like in this area here because that is like where my most darkest areas are. And I should have done it before and after, but you can definitely see this is looking a lot more brighter than that one, just by using a little bit of product. So again, I use that one as like more of a colour corrector, and then I'll use this Naked Skin one over the top, just like I would usually apply my concealer. Then I'm also just going to put a little bit of that concealer on my eyes as well, ready for eyeshadow, because we use that as our primer. And to set that in place, I'm going to use the MAC Studio Fix Powder. This is in the shade NC20 again, and I only use a small amount of this because I know I use my Laura Mercier translucent powder all the time, so it's nice to switch it up a little bit. And this is a really nice powder for setting. I know it is actually a foundation, but it works really well to set as well. Obviously when I am more fair skinned, I can't go ham with the bronzer like I usually like to do. If I am more tanned, honestly, I'll just put bronzer everywhere. I love bronzer so much. You want to keep it nice and subtle so your foundation and everything still does match your neck when you finish. The bronzer that I like to use when I am more pale skinned is the Benefit Hoola bronzer. I find this so nice for any skin tone, to be honest. I know they do a Hoola light as well for very fair skin, so you can always try that one as well. It's just a really nice subtle shade. It's not too warm or too orange. It looks really nice. But when I am more fair, I do have to be a little bit more precise as to where I put my bronzer than if I was tanned. Obviously I'd put it everywhere. So I'm going to take my angled brush and I like to just sweep it down like where my contour would be, just to add a little bit of definition, because I find sometimes when I am quite fair, like my skin looks quite flat at the moment. So I'll just start by placing it like in my contour areas. You can see by even just applying that little bit of definition, it makes a huge difference. So I move on to a bigger brush next. This is the Real Techniques blush brush. And then I'll just bring it up a little bit more onto the cheeks, because I'm not really a blush person either, so you could stop there with the bronzer and then apply your blush over the top, but I'm not really a blush person, to be honest, especially because I think the lips are going to be quite bold for this look. And that is it for the face really, so you can see that it is very subtle and there's not much colour there, but there's enough to add definition to my skin. So we can move on to eyes now, which is my favourite part. And when I am more fair skin toned, I like to wear more cooler tones because I love my warm browns and my reddish browns and pinks, but to be honest, when I am more fair, I think that cooler tones suit me better. I'm going to use the Modern Renaissance palette today, and I think I'm going to stick to like these three like purpley tones at the top. All my brushes are super dirty at the moment, by the way, so I'm just going to go in with this one first, which is Tempera. I'm just going to use this to quickly go over everything, just to make sure that that concealer's set that we applied there earlier. I'm going to start with this like lavender shade. This is Bon Fresco. And I'm applying this just in the crease and then the outer part of the lid. I'm going to switch brushes actually because I don't like that one. I'm going to use like this little one from Tarte. I think this did have purple on it before. I really need to get some time to like clean all of my makeup brushes. They're so disgusting. And I'm going to be doing a winged liner, what's new, so I am going to blend this like up towards my brow. And then straight over the top of that, I'm going to do a bit of Antique Bronze. And I'm just basically doing exactly the same thing, but with a darker shade. And what I do if I've got a little bit of fallout, I'll go back into my powder, take some on that brush again, and just flick it away. And then I am going to take a little bit of Cypress Umber, which is this end one, just to make this outer corner a little bit darker. I'm just pressing this onto the lid and then like wiggling it into this outer crease. And then for my lid colour, I'm going to use this one, which is Vermeer, and this is one of my favourites out of this palette. And I'll just take the one that we've been using the darker shadows with and just sort of blend those in together. Okay, now it's time for winged liner, and you know the drill by now, it's the Maybelline Eye Studio Black Gel Liner. My wings are done and I've applied mascara and lashes. I've used the Benefit They're Real. The lashes that I put on are from Lash XO, I'm pretty sure. I'm not sure what the name is though, but if I find out, I will leave it down in the description bar. Right, I'm going to apply the very smallest amount of Antique Bronze on a little pencil brush. I literally want the smallest amount of this, and I'm just going to press it into my bottom lashes. And then it's time for highlighter and lips. So I'm going to do highlight first. I'm going to use this from MAC. This is the Mineralized Skin Finish in Soft and Gentle, and this is my all-time favourite highlight when I've got paler skin. It's so pretty. Sometimes highlighters for fairer and paler skins tend to be a little bit silvery and a little bit white, but this has got like a really faint sort of pinky champagne through it. It's so pretty. And then finally for lips, I personally think that paler skin tones look amazing with bold lips. I'll always wear a bolder lip if I've got more fairer skin like I have today. And any colour as well, bright pinks, purples, reds look so stunning. I would have done maybe a red with a different colour, but because we've done purples on the eyes, I'm going to do a bright purple lip. So I'm going to start with MAC's Nightmoth Lip Pencil. And then over the top, I'm going to use this lipstick from MAC in the shade Rebel. So that is my finished makeup look for more paler and fairer skin tones. I really hope you enjoyed it. Let me know if you did down in the comments below. And don't forget to give it a big thumbs up as well and subscribe, and I'll see you soon. Bye!